On this episode of Traveling with Dave, we're going to talk about Independence Day, how everything worked out, how we became the United States of America, and that's all right here on Traveling with Dave. Hi, hello, welcome to Traveling with Dave. Before we get started, on the YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and that like thumbs up for me. It really helps more people see this content. Let's get started. I know the history of Independence Day isn't travel related, or is it? Let's find out. The colonies were perfectly happy having Great Britain care for them, protecting them from attack by Native Americans and other countries' soldiers right up through the French and Indian War. Then things changed. The British Parliament decided the colonies weren't paying their fair share for that conflict or for their protection, so they started adding taxes on goods and services. The Stamp Act was a charge for every legal document requiring a stamp, a wax seal, be attached to every piece of paper and charging for that stamp. The wealthier colonists, who were constantly buying and selling merchandise and property, were infuriated at this tax without representation. The Townshend Act followed 2 years later, in 1767, taxed the colonists for goods they were unable to manufacture on their own, including tea. This now affected everyone. The colonists were getting really angry. This was followed by the Tea Act, which allowed the East India Company to be the only supplier of tea to the colonies and raising a tariff on it. Now came the Intolerable Acts, a series of laws affecting shipping, freedom of religion, freedom of travel, and more. It even required regular citizens to house and quarter British troops on demand. In 1770, the Boston Massacre resulted from a mob threatening British soldiers, leading to 5 protesters being killed. The First Continental Congress, comprised of George Washington, John and Samuel Adams, Patrick Henry, John Jay, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and several others, met in Philadelphia in 1774 to tell Britain they wanted more control over the colonies. These men were, for the most part, quite young, with Hamilton being the youngest, at only 17 years old. But they were risking their life, their wealth, and their way of life for what they believed in. On the night of April 18th, 1776, British troops marched to Lexington and Concord, and the shot heard round the world was fired, marking the beginning of the American Revolution. Paul Revere made his famous ride, warning the citizens that the British were coming, and the Old North Church famously had the signal, 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. The Second Continental Congress met in 1776, again in Philadelphia, and added Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson to its members. The Battle of Bunker Hill on June 17th of that year left no choice, and on July 4th, they adopted the Declaration of Independence. For the next 8 years, the Revolutionary War was waged, from Boston to Rhode Island to Saratoga to New York's Fort Ticonderoga. The battles raged on. Armies marched through New York City, Delaware, New Jersey, and on south to Virginia, Georgia, and South Carolina, finishing with the British surrender in Yorktown, Virginia. It took 2 more years to finally sign the Treaty of Paris on September 3rd, 1783. July 4th, Independence Day, is the time to salute the young men who risked their lives to end tyranny and live in a country that is truly free. God bless them, and God bless America. Why am I presenting this show today, aside from the obvious holiday? Because now is a great time to plan a visit to Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Washington, D.C., Yorktown, Saratoga, and Fort Ticonderoga in New York, and Trenton, New Jersey, as an American Revolution tour. I've already begun working on a city series that will include all of those places and many more, exploring the great places to visit in the United States. I also want to mention that several tour companies that I represent offer Revolutionary War tours. So if you're interested in that, you can let me know, and I can let you know what time of year and where they go and what the costs are involved in that. But it's a full guided tour that takes you right through all of those revolutionary cities. I want to thank High Seas Trading for the great shirts that I wear for all of these videos. This one happens to be my go-to patriotic shirt with the American flags and the Liberty Bell. But you know, it really is a good 4th of July shirt, and High Seas Trading makes all those happen. I have a Route 66 shirt. I have other shirts from them, and that's why right up here there's a link to their website. So if you want to see all the great shirts that they supply, just go to highseastrading.com and they're going to show you what they have. Also, please let them know that you got the information from Traveling with Dave, and they'll take extra special care of you. Now, it's that time again on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and please hit that notification bell. If you do that, more and more people get to see my videos, and I really appreciate it. And here's a link to another history video from me right now. So you're going to get more information on the history of our great country and what's going on by watching Traveling with Dave. So until the next time, I'll see you on vacation.